Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Home Studio Simplified channel. Just to keep you guys on your toes, there will be no coffee scene today, no coffee cam, as it is so aptly called, simply due to the fact that I already have coffee in hand from a local store. Me and my wife went on a coffee run real quick. So today there will be no coffee cam, but there will still be coffee in the video. Yeah. With that being said, you guys are awesome. And we're here today to listen together to some awesomeness. We have 15 song submissions for this month, and it's going to be lit. But we are going to have to do our best to try and make sure that we get to all of these. So with that being said, we are going to move right into the meat of it today. Now, if this is your first time being here and you're wondering what's all this all about, this channel exists to simplify the complexities of the home studio and to help you make professional sounding music in a less than professional space. And the motto around here is that we can dream alone, we can even create alone, but together we can achieve so much more. And we've seen a lot of those achievements over the years. This channel has grown to the numbers that it has grown simply because you guys have made this happen. I owe a lot to you guys sharing the videos, sharing when the live streams are going to go live, just generally being awesome people. You guys rock. So without further ado, let's jump into what we would consider to be a great act of achievement, as well as people who are seeing the beautiful togetherness, and that is these individuals. Thank you so much to our chart toppers. These are folks who have donated back to the channel through a monthly VIP membership, a YouTube membership, or they have become a Patreon supporter. And for those individuals who just want to donate one time, just a hit it, forget it kind of one-time donation, you can go with the super chat feature that's found here in your chat section. And by doing so, you'll actually light up a room like a disco ball. More on that to come in as the story unfolds. Now, to a huge sponsor of the channel and a great friend of mine, Warren Hewitt and the ProMix Academy, of which I host a Cakewalk by Banglab tutorial course on. I also have one here on the website if you're interested. If you're a Cakewalk user, you'll want to check it out. Let's give them a huge shout out though. Today's video is sponsored in part by the ProMix Academy. The ProMix Academy offers affordable courses from mentors, world-class engineers, Grammy winners, and multi-platinum selling producers. And with the resources available on the ProMix Academy, you can learn how to create radio-ready mixes from the comfort of your own home studio. Most of the courses also offer multi-tracks that you can then add to your portfolio and begin to build out your business. Follow the link in the description of this video to head on over to the ProMix Academy today and start learning the skills that are needed to take your hobby or your business to the next level. All right, folks, welcome back. You're going to notice a little bit of changes here to the YouTube HSS Studio, and you can see it here in the background. We've got a little bit of a different way that we're going to be doing things here in the coming days. Thank you so much to Ryan Fur Creative of the Ryan Fur Creative YouTube channel. He actually lives pretty close, ironically enough, right down the road. Didn't even know this. And with that being said, oh yes, I should be. You should be added. Sorry. I haven't updated that list, as you can tell. Need to do that. With that being said, he stopped by, helped me get the camera settings adjusted to where things would look a little bit more filmic, I guess would be the best term, a little more professional. And we talked about some different lighting variations. So I'm going with a different lighting variation now. And as you can see, I did the hard work of putting the palette wall in the background for your viewing pleasure. I think it looks a lot better than just the flat white wall. So I think it's very cool looking, and you can't hardly tell on camera, but here in the studio itself, these guitars like pop off the wall now. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah. So thank you to Ryan Fur for helping out with that, for just shooting some ideas around. We're still not completely finished with this whole makeover thing, but we're going to be trying to make it look a little bit more schmoof in here. So thank you, DJ Big Red 81, for being in the chat as usual, for being an awesome moderator. Thank you, Eugene Smith Music, for showing up today. It's good to see Connor Cronin in here, and Jurgen as well. Mac, the Real Statesman, good to see you here. 𝗧𝗵𝗲, of course, always an honor and a privilege. Mr. James, what is up? It says it's 1 a.m. where he is at. Good night, man. That's dedication. And I hope I'm saying this, but 𝗧𝗵𝗲. And of course, our good friend of the channel, Chernobyl Studios, is all up in here. Let's give a big round of applause for all of these folks who have showed up today. Love each and every one of you. You guys rock. So let's go ahead and check out the song submissions. We're just going to hop right over to them because there's a ton of them, and I want to make sure that I'm able to give ample time for each one. So first and foremost, we have the song Reverse is up by Tatemon, is the artist's name that he has provided. And as far as the backstory, he just says, artist Tatemon, Logic Pro X, a man of few words and many talents. Let's go ahead and bring up his song here and give it a listen. Ooh, that's pretty. I like the element of the clock being added in there. That's cool. That was very, very cool. Given the genre that this is in, which is typically, I would think of to be sort of like background elemental music, something like there. It sounded like video game music, to be honest. Something like you might hear in a video game. But the balance of it all, the panning and the options that you used for the soundscape was actually really good. I didn't hear a lot of like anomalies in there that I would correct. With this, normally I would say, well, that's a little bit repetitive, but because of this genre of music, that's actually kind of expected. But it sounded great, man. Great work. I loved the reverse elements that you were throwing in there. It just sort of matched the song title. That was cool. And then it was almost as if when the clock sounds came in, it was almost as if you were talking about like turning back time itself. Very cool. Loved it. So the next song we have up, oh, by the way, I want to give a huge shout out as well to Micah, who just jumped on the chat, John Rosenblum, and JC Scott Mr. Crownstar. Great to see you guys. And a big welcome to you as well. Trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody there. The next one is called We Fall Down. And this is by the artist Fenton Scanlon. Okay, yeah, he's got some good stuff. He says, I'm on a local Facebook group where people sing and song and share it. It's all very positive feedback experience. This girl shared an acoustic version of a song that she had written with a request for someone to help her add some voices at the end. I volunteered, and other members of the group recorded themselves for the choir section. Then I got a bit carried away and ended up re-recording the acoustic and producing the song for her for a full band. She was thrilled with it so much that she has asked me to come on board as a producer for an EP. I also have her permission to submit the song here, and we did a video for it, which can be watched at this link. Okay, it's not letting me select the link. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to try to post this link in the chat. Thank you for smashing that like button, Eugene. And this is the link to Fenton Scanlon's production that he just talked about. What's up, Super Saiyan? Good to see you, brother. Tatemon, what is up? We just listened to your song. That was great, man. Okay, so I posted here in the chat a link to the song that we're looking at right now. It's just called We Fall Down by Fenton Scanlon in concert with Miriam Bridgman. Let's give it a listen. I'm going to put a limiter on this so we can kind of bring things up to speed here. There we go.
It's hard to get up off the ground. I think I'm staying down. Trying to find the strength to come around. I'm heading homeward bound. See, I'm failing, I'm breaking and losing and shaking. I'm bruising, I'm crying, I'm bleeding by denying. And we all fall down. And we all fall down.
Great work, man.
And we all fall down. And we all fall down. I've never met myself before. Only the parts of me that were really strong. If being strong means being weak,
Like that blues
off
music
with
there.
my mask, this is me. See, I'm failing, I'm breaking, I'm losing, I'm shaking, I'm bruising, I'm crying, I'm bleeding by the night. And we all fall down. 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 I rang Rosie the other day. She said, "Get your head into a better place." I rang Rosie the other day. She said,
Gotta be a better way.
I rang Rosie the other day. She said,
Well, I don't know what to say.
I rang Rosie the other day. She said, it's okay, it's okay. And we all fall down. And we all fall down. And we all fall down.
Very cool. I loved pretty much every bit of it, honestly. It had a great feel to it, great flow to it. And as Minnie has already said, great chorus. I love the fact too that you made use of those elements where it would just stop. Those sort of gut check moments where you're getting into a song, you think it's headed one direction, and then it just halts and whoop, you're done. You're now into a lull. I love those moments where it's almost like you're building a climactic and anticlimactic moments. So with that in mind, when you're creating productions, it's really good to do something like this because you're able to sort of create a journey that the individual gets to go on. So I think you did a great job with it. The only thing that I wasn't sold on too much was the bass guitar. The bass sounded like it was just a little bit too boppy, bouncy, I guess, for lack of a better term. So with that being said, I'm not sure. I think I would like to have seen the bass maybe a little bit more tamed down because of the rest of everything else that was going on. In reference to what you just sent on Discord, brother, we are going to go ahead and any song submissions that are made after today, because I've already got these 15 in the queue, will be in the queue for the November song contest. So yes, you can still put stuff into the folder. You can still upload a song, but we won't be reviewing it until the last week of November. That'll give us time to choose a winner and mix that winner live for everyone here to see. So if you're wondering about what the rules are, it's actually all there on the website. You can just go to homestudio.simplified.com. And then at the very top, there's a section that says monthly song contest. And once you click on that and you go to submit a song, it tells you all of the rules that are there and what you get if you're a winner. So Fenton, great job on the song. Great production. I love what you did with it. Keep up the good work, man, because you did a really good job on that. It was a great song. The next up is the West Coast Song by Mr. James. And we're going to check out what he's written about this one. This was composed circa 1975 on Mom and Dad's out-of-tune piano, a big old piece of oak furniture. Growing up in the west coast of British Columbia inspired many musical notions. After all these decades, now time and gear is available to save the sounds the way I remember them. The mix is the first time using Sound ID reference through my headphones, still not at all sure how to get the best out of the DAW. The modulation from the start key of B major to A major is what was composed originally at the time. I was fascinated by circles of fourths and fifths and how such arrangements resolved. Color My World by Chicago was definitely an inspiration in this regard. Acoustic and electric guitars, VST strings, and pianos were used, and I cheated by ripping the ocean wave soundscape from the source on the internet. Ever since first writing this piece, I long to have the sound of the waves in the opening to set the scene of the mood. Apologies for the simple lyrics, but I was a kid at the time. James Inkster. Awesome. Yeah, no apologies for simple lyrics. Sometimes those are the best. And as far as feeling bad about ripping the sounds of tides off the internet, I would also make mention, if that's something you have a problem sleeping at night about, there is actually an entire library online of royalty-free sounds, and I guarantee you that the ocean is in that library, and those are completely royalty-free. You don't have to worry about ripping them from nowhere. So with that being said, I did notice that my room just lit up like a disco ball thanks to Connor Cronin. Thank you so much for the super chat, brother. And what I mean by that is if you check out the back wall now, when someone donates with a super chat, this is what happens. We get this galaxy effect, stars lighting up the whole backdrop here. And then I have to struggle to find the app to turn this off. There we go. So now every time we get a super chat, that will come back on. So thank you so much, Connor, for your generous donation. I greatly appreciate that. You did not have to do that, but you did. Good to see Freedom 1911 stopping into the chat, and as well as 𝗬𝗲𝗏 Hope I said that right. And 𝗧𝗵𝗲 demo channel just jumped on. Good to see you. And File Grab. And for all of those that maybe I've missed, here's a big round of applause for all you first timers. And for those of you who are staples around here, love you guys. You guys rock. All right. Let's give the song, the West Coast song, a listen. Beautiful. It's coming in a little hot. We'll turn it down a little. That's pretty.
Let me take you to a West Coast bay, where the angels put love in your soul. And I'll show you where your heart will grow, as the moon puts your soul to rest at night, with the stars shining bright in your eyes. And when your fears are gone, sweet one, you will know yourself. Oh, I know it's very far away, but I'm asking you to come and dream. Float away upon an ocean crest. Let the moon put your soul to rest at night, with the stars shining bright in your eyes. And when your fears are gone, sweet one, you will know yourself. So come to the ocean, free your emotions. Yes, come to the ocean, free your emotions.
Well, that was very cool. You know, you were worried about the lyrics being a little bit too stripped back or simple, but honestly, they worked. The one thing that I did sort of detract from the song was the reverb choice. I feel like the reverb was just a little bit over the top. It would have been better had it been sort of buried underneath the vocal just a little bit more, and the vocal could have been turned down a little bit more because of that. Other than that, though, I love the fact that there were no drums. And I love drums, don't get me wrong, but the fact that there were no drums and the song flowed the way that it did, it was beautiful. In fact, somebody here in the chat said something about, it was Nexus 4 demo channel said non-click production and gave you a fist bump for that. So yeah, that's the day and age in which we live. It's very hard to find something that's not produced to a click, or that is so robotic that it's obvious that it's robotic. So great work on that. Kudos to you on that. Looks like a lot of people were giving it the old thumbs up. So yeah, great job. Tatskin Lad, good to see you here in the chat. First timer. Let's give him a big round of applause. You guys, and the glove, another first timer. Let's give him a round of applause. He says he loves the content, especially the Michael Jackson song sessions. We have a few more of those coming up too. Stay tuned. We got one that's been requested quite a bit. Yeah, so Midnight Blue Movies has pointed out sort of the other obvious things. There were some timing issues and some instrument balancing issues, but given the fact that the song sort of lent itself to that, it's really just, from this point on, it's just a stylistic choice. But, you know, great job. It sounds like my first mix back in 2008. Shepherd's Voice says, sounds good. If I may give some input, in the beginning when the piano kicks in, the ocean sounds are a bit too loud. Should have pulled it back a bit. You could bring up the vocal a little bit then. Yeah, I did feel like that the background ambience was just a little bit too loud in the beginning as well. So with that being said, really there's not much more I would change about it. I love it. And if you're worried about the lyrical context of it not being up to speed, you have a great bed to work with to try and, you know, bring it where you'd like to see it. So, but yeah, it sounds amazing. I love the acoustic guitar sound too, by the way. Good deal. Smash the like button. Everybody's telling you to smash that like button. Why are they saying that? Where are we at? Oh, well, that's why. We're at 25 concurrent viewers and only 18 likes. That means somebody in this chat is holding out on that like button. If you don't like it, well, hit the like button anyway, because that's the new dislike button, evidently. It's all the rage these days. All right, next up is the RK Project 𝗏𝗏. And hi, Robert. I sent a second mix here again. I've changed the previous track again. Please, I hope you can take this track and not the track before it, which I've already transferred for this month. Greetings. Okay. I think I did. Not sure. All right, let's check it.
Know I'm a dime, it's up to me with a line. They can't believe a girl as cute as me is sick with the rhyme. Make my own dough, don't ask nobody for nothing. I'm an independent diva with a style that you love, so check it out. Come on, come on. It's the queen, y'all. Come on, come on. It's the queen, y'all. Come on, come on. It's the queen, y'all. The fellas know I'm a dime. It's up to me with a line. They can't believe a girl as cute as me is sick with the rhyme. Make my own dough, don't ask nobody for nothing. I'm an independent diva with a style that you love, so check it out. It's the queen sitting here and I don't stop. Come on, come on. queen, y'all. Come on, come on. It's the queen, y'all. It's the queen sitting here and I don't stop. Come on, come on. It's the queen, y'all. Come on, come on. It's the queen, y'all. The fellas know I'm a dime. They said to me with a line. They can't believe a girl as cute as me is sick with the run. Make my own dough, don't ask nobody for nothing. I'm an independent diva with a style that you love me, so check it out. The fellas know I'm a dime. They said to me with a line. They can't believe a girl as cute as me is sick with the run. Make my own dough, don't ask nobody for nothing. I'm an independent diva with a style that you love me, so check it out. Come on, come on. It's the queen, y'all. Come on, come on. It's the queen, y'all. It's the queen sitting here and I don't stop. Come on, come on. It's the queen, y'all. Come on, come on. It's the queen, y'all. The fellas know I'm a dime. They said to me with a line. They can't believe a girl as cute as me is sick with the run. Make my own dough, don't ask nobody for nothing. I'm an independent diva with a style that you love me, so check it out. The fellas know I'm a dime. They said to me with a line. They can't believe a girl as cute as me is sick with the run. Make my own dough, don't ask nobody for nothing. I'm an independent diva with a style that you love me, so check it out. It's the queen sitting here and I don't stop. Come on, come on. It's the queen, y'all. Come on, come on. It's the queen, y'all. It's the queen sitting here and I don't stop. Come on, come on. It's the queen, y'all. Come on, come on. It's the queen, y'all. It's the queen sitting here and I don't stop. Come on, come on. It's the queen, y'all. Come on, come on. It's the queen, y'all. It's the queen sitting here and I don't stop. Come on, come on. It's the queen, y'all. Come on, come on. It's the queen, y'all. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. It's the queen, y'all.
That was awesome. Man alive, talk about taking somebody on a journey. A little repetitive, however, given this genre of music, that's definitely expected. The balance of everything, though, sounded really good. I, much like to the interest of some of the others here in the chat, though, I would have loved to have heard the snare or the claps, either one, just a little bit louder in the mix. I think it would have sold the rest of it really well. And then, as Shepard's voice has just pointed out, she said I would add some voice into it. I'm sorry, I say she. They said I would add some bass to it. I'm not sure if Shepard's voice is a man or a woman, so I probably shouldn't say that. The picture appears to be of a woman with a lion behind her, so I'm assuming it is a woman. Apology for my assumptions. But with that being said, yeah, I think I probably would have maybe spiked in like 65 hertz a little bit more to give it a little bit more of the, a little bit more of that, you know, going all up in there. And as far as the other, yes, I am a she says. Good deal. So the general vibe of the song, though, man, was just face melting. It was definitely the club mix. But yeah, great job. Moving on next to Michael Fitzgerald's Hawaiian Sky, Old Bell. Let's see what he has to say about this. Written by Michael Fitzgerald. He says, I wrote this instrumental to remind me of a wonderful tropical island day. The 𝗿𝗏𝗊 YouTube channel. And then he gave his YouTube channel here. Let's give a listen to this. A lot of great acoustic sounds going on today. Beautiful. This sounds very Andy McKee almost. Thank you, Fenton. Really appreciate it, brother. Wow, dude, that was amazing. Loved the guitar tone, loved especially the acoustic sound. Just sounded so natural, so real. It was great. And then of course the journey that it took us on, that definitely reminded me of a beautiful, bright, sunny day. So good job on that, man. So glad that you guys are connecting in the chat too, as well as supporting one another. That's awesome. I think it pulls it together. Yes, the soft lead in the back. Yep. Very keen ear. We got a lot of keen ears here in the chat. And thank you so much, Fenton Scanlon, for lighting the room up and bringing us back into the disco era once again. You and Connor have went above and beyond today to make sure that this room was lit up like a galaxy. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. Okay. Now it's officially turned off for the next person that wants to light this room up. Mr. James says maybe shorten the reverb decay time at some of the transitions in the song. Yeah, I would definitely. I was actually thinking about adding more of it, like tail wise. Not so much like to overpower, but at certain elements of that, I was thinking this is where the Big Sky reverb could really come in handy and just like give it that bed. Yeah. Great song, man. The next up is Almost There by Richard Hughes. Let's see what Richard's got to say about this song. He says, I'm Richard Hughes. I'm a singer-songwriter. I've written over 1,000 songs, and they all have one thing in common. They're all recorded horribly. He says they are all recorded horribly. I'm doll-phobic, but really want to make recordings that I make on a digital 8-track recorder, and I do no editing. Unfortunately, I'm comfortable using it, and this recording is an example of my recordings. So this song is about how our perception of time changes as we get older. Nice. Okay. Let's check it. Some more great acoustic sounds today.
Well, I remember my dad loading up that old Chevy station wagon. We're heading halfway across the country on our summer vacation. Well, Mama said, boy, you better take some toys to keep you occupied, 'cause it's time to go, and you know it's gonna be a long ride. We pulled out of the driveway, we were barely out of town. I tapped my mama on the shoulder. When she turned around, I asked, are we almost there? Almost there. No, we can't have that far to go. Are we almost there? Almost there. 'Cause you know time moves way too slow. Are we almost there? When I was a kid of 16, still in high school, I fell in love with a hometown beauty by the name of Mary Lou. Back then we couldn't wait until we graduate so she could wear my ring. We'd hold hands and make big plans out on the front porch swing. Mama poked her head out, say, girl, it's time to come on in. I kissed Mary Lou goodnight and asked myself again, are we almost there? Almost there. No, we can't have that far to go. Are we almost there? Almost there. 'Cause you know time moves way too slow. Are we almost there? When you're young, time is a slow-moving train, and somewhere down the line it turns into a jet plane. Putting on my tuxedo, 'cause today's my daughter's wedding day. My wife says, come on now, honey, gotta hurry up, 'cause we can't be late. My mind drifts back in time to read nursery rhymes to a young girl in her room. Grab my coat, got a lump in my throat, 'cause this day's come too soon. Driving to the church, you know I ain't got much to say, 'cause soon the thing I love the most I'll have to give away. Are we almost there? Almost there. Funny how all those years flew fast. Are we almost there? Almost there. 'Cause you know time moves way too fast. Are we almost there? Well, I remember my dad loading up that old Chevy station wagon.
Wow. You know, man, for everything that you said in your comments about how you felt like the song was going to be lacking, I think the adverse, I think the song, I should say conversely, the song actually sounds more real to me because you did it the way that you knew how. And although the drums I feel like could have been elevated in authenticity as well as volume level a little bit more, that's really the only major thing that I heard that I felt like was out of place. Even the vocals at first kind of didn't seem like they fit, but as the song progressed, it seemed like they melded into the rest of the arrangement a little bit better. I probably would have turned the vocals down a bit, and then I think after adding some limiting, it would have brought everything into like a congealed form. But I really liked the soundscape as well as the choices of ear candy that you threw in there. As someone else, I believe it was Connor Cronin that brought up, those bells while you were talking about the wedding, just great. It's little things like that when you take the time to add in sort of those visual soundscapes, a visual soundscape. Yes, it's possible, where you hear something and it immediately makes you visualize whatever it is that the individual is writing about. That was awesome. I think just a little bit of help and that really would have been elevated to a point of awesomeness. Like, it's already awesome, don't get me wrong, but I mean, I really felt like that could have been, there's a lot of potential is what I mean to say. So up next we have Glenn Robertson. Let's see what he has to say. This song was written a couple of months ago. My wife and I produced and recorded it. We believe it's time to shout. Right on. Okay. I mean, I'm Pentecostal, so it's all about shouting over here. So let's give this thing a listen. I think it's time to shout.
Many an opinion has been floating around how to keep America all safe and sound. It's really no big secret, the Bible's where it's found. All we gotta do is just shout the glory down. Shout the glory down, just shout the glory down. God lives where his praises stand on holy ground. If you want revival to come into your town, all you gotta do is just shout the glory down.
There we go.
If you feel depressed like no hope can be found, I've been there myself where I felt so bound. Just let your voice break out. The good Lord loves a sound. Nothing here can bind you when you shout the glory down. Shout the glory down, church. Shout the glory down. God lives where his praises stand on holy ground. If you want revival to come into your town,
I like it.
all you gotta do is just shout the glory down. If you want your healing, shout the glory down. If you want salvation, shout the glory down. If you want saved loved ones, shout the glory down. Just shout the glory down.
I got to give that one a big round of applause because it got me clapping. That was hard to listen to that one and not clap. I feel like the arrangement was kind of busy at times. Not that there was too much going on, but I feel like there were some EQ adjustments that could have been made to really let those instruments sort of inhabit their own space and stand out a little bit better. But the voices, oh my goodness, those were amazing. And you guys definitely nailed that Southern gospel sound. I mean, that was spot on. So good job with that one, man. And then also, I think I would have liked to have heard the bass guitar just a little bit more attacky, for lack of a better word. I would like to have heard it sort of punching the song a little bit more. I feel like in Southern gospel, that's one of those elements. You got to have good steel guitar, and you got to have a good rock and bass line that can match those guitars, as well as be heard over the crowd of people that are all clapping. So great job on that, though, man. Next up, song number 8, we have Frank Francini with a song named Hold On. And let's give a quick gander at what he has to say. Let me clear this out real quick. All right. I got way too many things going on at once. And when you have ADD like I do, this is hard to keep focused, Danielson. Focus. Okay. This track is entirely done by me, Frank Francini. Hope I'm saying that right. And it's a song that has 4 different sections in which I try to express myself. I want to give up, but I say to myself, just hold on, everything's going to be better. I like the theme already. Let's give this a listen.
I'm trying to be a better man. I'm trying to find the fire in me. With every direction that I'm pointing to, it seems that I lose all of my chances. The distance between me and all of my friends, it gets larger and larger with every step I take.
I'm hearing like some Beatles influence.
That I don't have to worry about the people thoughts I keep on hurting me. I'm the only one who decides if the fire will still burn in. I just need to hold on and make things like they used to be. Finding the answers to all the pain that just keep on knocking me down. I just need to hold on, just hold on. hold on, you got to stay strong, you need to move on. 'Cause boy, you're gonna have to keep on moving on. You got to hold on, you got to stay strong, you need to move on. 'Cause boy, you're gonna have to keep on moving on. You got to hold on, you got to stay strong, you need to move on. 'Cause boy, you're gonna have to keep on moving on. I just need to hold on and make things like used to be. Finding the answers to all the pain that just keep on knocking me down. I just need to hold on. I just need to hold on and make things like used to be. Finding the answers to all the pain that just keep on knocking me down. I just need to hold on, just hold on.
Awesome song. Lots of potential. I do feel like there was a lot of, there's a lot of overcompression going on, and that wasn't on my behalf because I have my compressor turned all the way down, just making sure that I'm just catching any peaks before they reach it to the stream. But with that being said, I feel like, yet again, the song has a lot of potential. I do feel like that the vocals themselves, there needs to be they need to be a little bit tighter, and maybe even some rewriting of the lyrics would help, because there were times where it seemed like you were trying to rush the lyrics to meet up with the rest of the song, like the song was moving ahead of the lyrics. I think it's because there were just a couple of times where it was maybe just a little too wordy. But as far as the elements that you got going on in there, man, there's a ton of potential. There's all kinds of stuff going on at just the right times, making this song really a great, yet again, another great journey that you're taking people on. So great job on that. One of the things that I think would really help you is to sort of just dial things back a bit and find out what needs to be the star of the show at this point in the song, and what can I detract from it? What can I take out of it? And then at your climactic moment, then you can bring everything in all at once. But you'll notice there towards the end of the song, when a lot of the majority of the instrumentation dropped out, the song actually opened up. It felt wider. It felt more natural. And that's because there wasn't a ton of instruments all smashing the same frequencies together. So those are just some subjective tips from someone who's done this quite a while. You can take them or leave them. And nothing that is ever said on this channel is meant in any way, shape, or form to be degrading or to downplay your talents of as an artist of what you have. And music in and of itself is subjective. So if it's a sound that you're going for that you like, go for it. Don't let me stop you or anyone else in this chat stop you. So Shepherd's Voice, it's so good to have you here in the chat today. Sorry to see you go, and may God bless you as well, sister. All right. Mark George has joined us. Kev Grisham has joined us. Good to see you guys. And Midnight Blue Movies. I would be remiss if I did not mention old Midnight Blue up in here. JC, Mr. Crown Star. JC Scott, Mr. Crown Star. It looks like his profile picture changed from when he first joined. That's odd. FDP, also good to see you here. If I missed anybody, my apologies. There's sometimes people jump in. Oh, PAWL. Likewise. Good to see you here. And for those of you that I've missed, or for those of you who are new and you haven't got one of these yet, boom, there you go. We're cheering you on. Thanks so much for joining. Coming up at song number 9, we got Carol. I always say Carol. I am so sorry. Carl Hagman's. And this is translated to Since I Haven't Got You. Now, for those of you who have been around the channel for a long time, you'll know that Carl does a lot of things in different languages, but his work is stellar. And actually, he is a Rocket Fuel Bundle member alumni. For those of you who are unaware of what the Rocket Fuel Bundle is, it's basically a class of 10 or less students that all get together on Skype calls 2 times a month for 5 months or 3 months. It's roughly like 1.5, 2 months. And we get 5 Skype calls where I actually go over in depth everything that you need to know to create music and to create it faster, to get it to sound better, to get it ready to release on the radio. And I cover all the bases. We also have question and answer. We have homework, the fun kind. The doors only open at certain times of the year. And I do have to say that we're currently closing up the last Rocket Fuel Bundle here within the next few months, or few weeks rather. And it will probably be my last for a while, just simply due to time constraints. So with that being said, if there is an interest and I see that the interest is larger than my time constraints can be mitigated, then I will open the doors back up sooner. But until I see a viable interest in that, I can at least get 10 people to sign up, then I'm definitely not going to open the doors again, just because it's so very time consuming. And I have crazy amounts of stuff that's happening here in the next few months as we approach the holidays. And also there's some cool stuff cooking up in the background. And I've also just recently taken on the role of, it's a volunteer position, but I've taken on the role of the guitarist for the worship band at our local assembly. I was doing that for years while we were attending church in Crothersville, Indiana. Now that we've moved to Seymour, Indiana, and I'm attending church here, I was actually going to try to sit in the pew as long as I possibly could, just worship, get it back into the services. And I was approached probably like 4th or 5th service and said, hey, do you want to play guitar? And as a guitarist, you know how hard it is to turn stuff down, especially whenever you're hearing an awesome band play and you're like, man, I hear some licks. I hear some stuff I'd love to add in there. But with that being said, there's a lot of time constraints that's going on. So that's why, if you're wondering why has there not been a heavy push for the Rocket Fuel Bundle to open up again, that's why. Okay, let's check out Carl Hagman's. He says, this track is entirely done. Oops, that's the previous one. Sorry. Here we go. This song, Desade que no te Tingo, is a melancholy, I know I said that horribly wrong, is a melancholy song about a love that has ended and the lovers actually can't say goodbye to each other. The guitar and vocals are by 2 Argentinian friends. On my last entry, you thought something was wrong, probably because I like quirky endings to a song. This is also the case with this song. As always, made with Cakewalk and love. Hope you enjoy the song. Greets, Carl. Awesome. Let's give it a listen. Beautiful sound there. Already right out of the gate.
Hoy quiero decir que tu ausencia dolerá. Si
Wow. Very, very good. Man alive. Carl, your skills have improved greatly. You were already good whenever you signed up for the Rocket Fuel bundle. And I'm not saying it was because of the Rocket Fuel bundle that you went to this next level, but I'm sure it didn't hurt anything. Stellar work as usual. Man alive. In headphones, especially right now, I was in like my own little world over here. This is very smooth. Yes. A lot of people are saying this was so smooth or snooth. One of the two. Wow. Dude, the vocalist, she needs signed. She's got a beautiful voice. I loved it. He's wanting me to correct that. There we go. Next up, we have our good friend, Mark George, who always has some great submissions. I should say great. I shouldn't say good. We're definitely going to be blessed by this, I'm sure. I would add more to what Carl has just dropped in on our ears, but honestly, I got nothing. Everything was just there. Every element was speaking. I loved it. So good job, Carl. You definitely did good work there. All right, so Mark George with Eternal Shadows. We're going to try to move along a little bit quicker now. My son has an interview for a job. We got to get to at 4, and it's currently 3:18. So if we have to, we may have to cut this short today and pick it up again later, but that's fine. 15, and he's wanting to get a job already. I mean, come on. This one is called Eternal Shadows. Mark says, hi, everybody. Okay, so lots to say about this one. Usually when it comes to the holidays, I like to keep with the events. So this month, I should have done something scary for Halloween. But on the 3rd of this month, it was our 30th wedding anniversary. So I've written a song for my stunning, beautiful, very long-suffering wife. She's been with me through the thick and thin, even though I have given her many reasons to get out and save herself. All I can say to her is, thank you for staying and loving me the way that you do. Oh. The song has fought me every step of the way. I started recording it on Reaper, and I thought it might be fun to try something else. And that was the first mistake. For some reason, halfway through the recording, Reaper had a blip and all of the sound vanished. And as I tried getting it back, the project became corrupted. So I lost the whole thing. That'll teach me for defecting to the dark side. So Cakewalk loaded and recording going well. I came to the mixing and I just couldn't get the EQ right of everything, of even anything to set together, and even the piano to stop squeaking. I don't have a clue where the squeak came from, but after a massive battle, I think I managed to tame it. Sorry for such a long ramble. Thanks to everyone, especially you, Robert. Awesome. Let's give it a listen. Gorgeous. Mr. James, it was good to have you. Rest easy, brother. So ethereal. Love it. Get ready, folks. You see this? It's getting ready to happen. Great work, as usual. Man alive. Dude, you moved me to tears with that. Got me all misty-eyed. That was an excellent, excellent song, man. Congratulations. Great work. It's one of those things where, you know, I could have gave the complimentary, just everything was stellar. Don't know what else to say. You've stricken me of my words. So, but with that being said, there was a couple times where it seemed a little repetitive, but with this genre of music, is that a bad thing? I mean, it's just, yeah, definitely belongs in a movie. Jeff is man. Wow. Okay, so coming up next, before we get lost in all this, Hidden Feeling by Cassium Lewis. Hopefully I said that correct. It says, my artist name is 𝗧𝗵𝗲. I'm from Greensville, South Carolina, and I used a cheap $100 microphone called Audio-Technica AT2020 condenser mic. I used BandLab to record and edit my vocals. I recorded this track in 2021 on a hard time in my life, and it has a deep meaning inside the song. The song is currently unreleased, but will soon be released. The beat was made. Sprinks production, Spanks. Michael Jackson has been a huge inspiration in my life, and I hope that one day to make as high as he did one day. Thank you for the opportunity. Awesome. Let's give her a listen, brother.
My love so gone, feeling so alone, feeling so alone. This the feeling I thought I'd never say. This the turn I thought I'd never make. This my heart I thought you'd never take. God help me, please give me a break. Give me a break from the things that hurt me. Give me a break from the things that burn me. Give me a break from the things that stop me. Yeah, a little kid walking down the street, heading home with nothing to eat. His dad messed him up as a young kid. He ain't even had nothing, so he hid. Trauma. This the feeling I thought I'd never say. This the turn I thought I'd never make. This my heart I thought you'd never take. God help me, please give me a break. God help me, please give me a break. This the feeling thought I'd never say.
Very good, very good. Lots of potential in that song. I feel like that would be a great song, though, for you to go back and, now that you have a grasp of the music bed that's underneath it, the emotions are there in the music bed. Now, I think you need to go back and not necessarily rewrite the lyrics, but reword the lyrics in such a way to where they flow with the song a little bit better. Definitely the emotion came across. It came across very well. You did a great job selling that emotion and making people, bringing them into your world at that time. I would just kind of go back and visit the lyrical content just a little bit more, because actually, Matt just brought up a good point. You that's what it was. I couldn't quite put my finger on it. You sound nervous, like you're almost like you're afraid to let someone listen to this. But if you're going to be a musician, especially if you're going to aspire to be like Michael Jackson, you've got to put 110% into those vocals. You've got to really let people in to your world. You got to open up for a minute and let them feel what you're feeling. Even if you have to cry while you're recording it, even if you have to scream at some parts while you're recording it, as long as that emotion's coming across, then everything's hitting the way that it should. You'll be just fine. But the rest of it sounded really good. I think you had a lot of potential there. It's just a matter of making that potential work for you. Yeah, so here's another. You sounded a little unconfident. Go for it in the booth, man. Yeah. Awesome. So up next, this was song 12 that we're on now. This is For You, is the name of the song. Recorded, mixed, and mastered in Pro Tools using VST instruments with Waves and NI plugins. I did it all. I wrote the song in an acting class. I had to create a backstory for my character. As part of a backstory was that he was an aspiring songwriter. So I started writing the song and performing the scene. My character was in love with a woman who everyone else thought was unattractive, but he decided to stay with her anyway. That's what the song is about. Okay, cool. Let's give it a listen, and then I'll probably have to head out. At that point, we'll have these 3 other songs we'll have to catch up on later. 𝗧𝗵𝗲 𝗛𝗏, Hans Krohn, and Midnight Blue Movies. My apologies, but I am on a time constraint today.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, stress in my head. Not sure what I'm doing, but I'll do it again. 'Cause I wanna be there for you, 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 for you. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Just know I'll always be around. And I hope you'll love me till forever. 'Cause I'll be there for you, 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 for you. Just know I'll always be around for you. Just know I'll always be around. And I hope that I am all that you, all that you, all that you want. 'Cause you make me feel alive. And you're all that I, all that I, all that I need. And I'll always be there for you. Hey, 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 for you. Hey, 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 for you.
Wow. Very, very catchy. Sounded almost like I don't want to say bubblegum pop, but it definitely had that young poppy sound to it. Sound like something you might hear on some kind of like a show for kids. With that being said, very catchy, nice guitar, people are saying. So I went ahead and texted my son, who's in the other room. He says his interview can actually wait until around 4:30 if need be. So with that being said, we are going to go ahead and try to knock this out. So I don't mean to make it sound that way, like we're just, knocking them down here, but time is time. But we are going to go ahead and continue on with the next 3 songs. This next one is called 𝗧𝗵𝗲, translates to home, and says, "Hey Robert, last week my mom passed away and I had a couple of days and nights to complete a song for her." Dude, I am so sorry to hear that. Prayers for you and your family, Hans. I knew I had to do this, so with tears in my eyes, I had to record it. I finished it just in time with a fast mix and EQ, but I really did not spend a lot of time on this. I mastered it in BandLab just to get a good result for the ceremony. The song is in Danish, but I will provide translation. It's really a last farewell for her, but it can be used in general. I hope you enjoy this small piece. Take care. Wow. I'm glad we decided to continue on. Let's give this a listen.
Når solen den går ned og bytter plads med månehimlen, med perlestjerner i den klare stille nat, hvor englene visker dig godnat. Når solen den går ned og alle ved besked. Når solen er gået ned, er lykken hjemme. Når hjertet føles tomt, og det går i 1000 stykker. En god sjæl vil vise rette vej, bevæge sit hjerte hen til dig. Når hjertet føles tomt, vent min ven og se dig om. Så tag imod en kærlig hånd, så lykken er hjemme. Og smuk er lærkens sang, af fløjt og væs fra livets mønstre. Gang på gang med himmelske toner, som skovens duft af anemoner. Og smuk er lærkens sang, pragtfuld af sin klang. Og hør du lærkens sang, er lykken hjemme. Når solen den står op, og den tørrer dine tårer, møder dig med kærlig varme, trøster dig med al sin charme. Når solen den står fra horisont til verdens top. Når solen den står op, er lykken hjemme. Når solen den står op, Fra horisont til verdens top. Når solen den står op, så ved jeg, du er hjemme.
Absolutely beautiful. You know, even not able to understand the words, the emotion still came across. And this is a beautiful, beautiful song. I'm sure your mother is smiling. And I'm sure she is very happy that you've taken the time out of your day to make this for her. This was a beautiful, beautiful song. You know, take this and build upon it. As it stands right now, it's a great song. It could definitely be used in many capacities. But I feel like if I know you as well as I think I do, you're probably going to take this and improve upon it, make it even better. And whenever you do, share it again. I'd love to hear it. But even if you don't, even if you can't, because of the nature of it, it's beautiful just the way it is. Everything was there. Everything was just in the right spot. The emotion was there, which was the main key factor in a lot of these. Excellent work. Stellar work. Okay, so our next one is from Midnight Blue Movies. This one is called Ocean Experiment. He says, I was going to send the track themed around Halloween, but I remember that you don't do Halloween in your house, so here's a tune about whales swimming in the ocean. You are correct. We do not observe Halloween. Made in Cakewalk, using only free VSTs, the idea of the track is to be used as a backing music to a video. All right, let's check it out. Very cool. I loved the use of the sound effects of using the instruments to sound like the whale calls. That was very, very interesting choice there. I do feel like a little bit of the mid frequency elements were kind of battling for one another. I would have liked to have heard a little bit more space in those. But other than that, I mean, man alive, that was definitely the picturesque ocean themed music that you could have. Great job, man. Great job. All right. And our last and final submission for this month, Make a Way in the Wild by none other than 𝗧𝗵𝗲 𝗧𝗃. He says, wake up, arise, and be driven. Jump in wide-eyed and get living. Turn out, get off of that old track. Get here right now. I've got your back. Okay, right on. Some nice inspiring words there. And let me make sure that I group these. Okay, and here we go.
Be thinking of the matters of old. Take hold of what I bring. Catch on, get up, don't be cold. Hands out, follow, do you feel it? Get here right now like I need it. Oh, never mind the ways of the past. Forget about it, that's another story. Wake up, tune into what I ask. Keep it, come on, no more worry. Stand up, run after, do you see it? Take aim and fire, you need it. I'll make a way in the wild and fill the desert with the rivers flow. I'll spill the beast, my sleeping child, and drink to my people where they may go. They may go, they may go. Made a way through the sea, the mighty waters recede. Armies, legions of men, lay there never to rise again. Wake up, arise, and be driven. Jump in wide-eyed and get living. Turn up, get out of that old track. Get here right now, I got your back. I'll make a way in the wild and fill the desert with the rivers flow. I'll spill the beast, my sleeping child, and drink to my people where they may go. I'll make a way in the wild and fill the desert with the rivers flow. I'll spill the beast, my sleeping child, and drink to my people where they may go. They may go, they may go, they may go.
Very cool. Very rockin', by the way. Got a lot of Rush vibes when that first started. Kind of cool. Good to see the Dave Dodson project just jumped in. Sort of catching it here at the end, but that's fine. You can always go back and rewatch these, as well as 𝗵𝗲. Good to see you jump in as well. DJ was asking, what about posting the song number and name? Yeah, that's completely fine. Helps people to kind of stay on track and remember where we're at. So yeah, that's totally fine. There were some issues, I feel like, with the balance of the guitars because they're very mid-heavy with the vocals. I feel like it almost what could have been one of those things where you could have actually sidechained the guitars to the vocals and then turned the guitars up a little bit more. That was definitely something I feel like could have been done. But with that being said, a lot of everything was just doing what it needed to do, especially in a rock song. I mean, the rules kind of get thrown out the window a lot of times in rock music. I guess it just sort of goes with the genre, you know. Rebel, fight against the man, fight against the rules of recording. But it looked like yours were all following the main practices that needed to be to get a good sound. So good job with that. Yet again, it's going to be very hard to choose a winner because based off of everybody's submissions, good night, Irene. There's just a ton of awesomeness going on here. You guys rock. I love the fact that there's just a wide variety from all over the world that come in here every single month and upload their songs. It's great to see that much support coming from you all, and a giant shout out to 𝗬𝗏 the One mastering limiter. But yeah, that is going to conclude the show today. So thank you all for stopping by. If you are wanting to be involved yet again in the monthly song contest, it's super easy. All you have to do is just simply go to homestudiosimplified@gmail.com, and there you're going to find a link at the top of the screen that says monthly song contest. Now, once you find that, you're halfway there. All you got to do is simply click on that whenever you have a song to upload. Once you get that song uploaded, then guess what? It's super simple. You upload your song, and on the last week of the month, that preceding month, we're going to have, obviously, we'll have the listen together like we've just done today. Let me try to rearrange some stuff here real quick to get some stuff happening here. Because I need to find out if, yes, okay, cool. Before we go, there is one more thing that we have to do, and for those of you who are here all the time, you know what's getting ready to happen. That's right, it's time to spin the wheel of awesomeness. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, nothing better than spinning the wheel. Let's spin it. Wherever it lands, that's what we'll do. Haha. Casey Kasem's sounding kind of weak this year. Trivia. That's right, folks. We got some trivia lined up for you today. We're going to see if you guys can answer this. Now, if you do answer the trivia, it doesn't mean that you're going to get any kind of like special rewards. You're just going to basically get an attaboy, attagirl. That's it. That's all you get. But with that being said, it's always fun, nonetheless, to have a little bit of fun here on these streams, to close them out with such. Let's see if you all can recall what was Bob Marley's song, I Shot the Sheriff, really about? The question is, what was Bob Marley's song, I Shot the Sheriff, really about? Post that here in the chat. Awesome. Let's see if you guys can come up with the right answer to this. And while you guys are coming up with the right answer, we're going to come back here and see you guys off this way. What was Bob Marley's song "I Shot the Sheriff" really about? Okay, we're getting closer. The sheriff who was harassing him. That is incorrect. A protest song. That's kind of close. I mean, most of Bob Marley's songs were sort of like a protest song, but this is in a different light. This is kind of interesting. Okay, we're going to give a little bit more time for one more answer. Overcoming oppression. Racism. Interesting. Interesting. So, the actual answer is, are you ready for this? In the 2012 documentary Bob Marley, The Making of a Legend, Marley's ex-girlfriend reveals the origin of the lyrics. To the surprise of many, she explains that the lyrics, "Sheriff John Brown always hated me for what I don't know. Every time I plant a seed, he said kill it before it grow," was actually in response to the fact that Marley was very opposed to her use of birth control pills. Interesting. So Bob Marley's "I Shot the Sheriff" was actually a song about birth control and his opposition to using it. What? I never knew this. This is cool. I'd like to get a hold of some "I Shot the Sheriff" multi-tracks. That'd be cool to cover that. Okay, so that is wrongfully accused sheriff being shot. Yeah. So that is the conclusion of today's stream. Yet again, you guys rock. Thank you all so much for being a part of this community. And don't hesitate to come back every single time that we do one of these. I'd love to see your smiling faces here in the chat. And at some point in time, we're going to have to get together again for another live hangout where people can actually come on and give sort of their 2 cents about things. And one way that we were able to do that not too long ago was for our 50,000 subscriber contest / celebration. Thank you, Mark George. I greatly appreciate that. He's trying to get a job at Culver's. It's a burger joint here down the road, and he's all excited it's going to be his first job. So I trust he's going to get it. And if he doesn't get it, I'm going to break their legs. I mean, wait, what? What's going on here? Hey, I make you an offer you can't refuse over here. But yeah, we're going to have some good stuff coming up. We did just recently cross, let's see where we stand today. And this is all thanks to you guys, by the way. You guys just rock. 73,288 subscribers as of right now. Now, my goal is to hopefully reach 100,000 by the end of the year. It doesn't look like that's going to happen, but that's okay. Dave Dotson says he's a Cakewalk guy. That's how I found your channel. Awesome. So good to have you. But with that being said, I hope to get to 100,000 by the end of the year. That's going to be, we're going to have a huge 100,000 subscriber celebration. And during that time, maybe we'll have another one of those where I can actually bring people on and we'll invite you all into like a Zoom chat. You guys can give your 2 cents on the channel. You can shout out your channels, whatever you'd like to do. But if you remember correctly, it was just a few short months ago, we were celebrating 10,000 subscribers. And we've already, by leaps and bounds, jumped up to 70. So we're definitely marching right along. It's just a matter of time. In fact, just real quickly, I want to go back and look. When did we celebrate 10,000? So 5 months ago, we hit 50,000. Are you ready? Okay. All right, so I'm going to take him to his interview. So until next time, guys, you know what Okay, so it was 2 years ago we were at 5,000. Anyway, at some point in time in there, we celebrated 10,000 subscribers. It wasn't very long ago, and now we are where we're at. So thank you guys so much for all of your support and love for the channel. Keep sharing the videos, keep sharing this channel. Anyway, until next time, guys, remember, we can dream alone, we can even create alone, but together we can achieve so much more. God bless.